Stop worrying. Practical strategies for today's world. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, why do I worry so much? What does it truly accomplish? Pause for a moment and consider this. Worry doesn't prevent tomorrow's problems. It only steals today's peace. Yet, here we are, tangled in our thoughts, replaying scenarios that may never even happen. But what if I told you there's a better way? Stick with me to the end of this talk, because today I'm going to share powerful, practical strategies that can transform the way you deal with worry. These aren't just ideas, they're actionable steps, rooted in real science and human experience that you can use starting right now to reclaim control of your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately, your life. Let's dive in. The nature of worry. What is worry, really? Why does it consume us? Worry is nothing more than the mind's way of trying to predict and control the future. It's our brain working overtime to protect us from perceived threats. But here's the kicker. Most of what we worry about never even happens. Research shows that 85% of what we worry about is either irrelevant or never comes to pass. Eckhart Tolle once said, "Worry pretends to be necessary, but it serves no useful purpose." Let's unpack that. Think of the last time you worried about something. Did your worry actually prevent the situation? Did it help you? Or did it drain your energy and keep you stuck in a loop? The truth is, worry doesn't fix problems. Action does. And we're going to explore how to break free from worry and shift into action. A notable quote from the book, Stop Worrying, Practical Strategies for Today's World, reads, "Worry often feels like a burden we must carry alone, but it's actually a signal, an opportunity to realign our focus and energy towards solutions." Think about that for a moment. What if every time you worried, you saw it as an invitation to shift from fear to action? This perspective doesn't just lessen the weight of worry, it turns it into a catalyst for growth. Dale Carnegie, in his timeless book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, stated, "Our fatigue is often caused not by work, but by worry, frustration, and resentment." This highlights a key point. Worry doesn't just affect our minds. It impacts our energy levels, productivity, and relationships. A great example of this is the story of a man who spent days worrying about an important presentation at work. The worry drained him so much that, by the time the presentation arrived, he was exhausted and unprepared. When he learned to redirect that energy into preparation instead of worry, his presentations improved drastically, and his confidence soared. Adding to this, a 2019 study published in the journal Behavior Therapy found that individuals who practiced mindfulness-based stress reduction reported a 38% reduction in daily worry levels. This research highlights how developing mindfulness practices can directly combat the negative effects of worry. One of the participants shared how mindful breathing exercises helped her manage worries about her chronic health condition. By focusing on the present moment, she shifted from catastrophizing about the future to appreciating the small victories in her day-to-day life. To dig deeper, consider a point from philosopher Søren Kierkegaard, who wrote, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." This profound insight reminds us that worry often stems from overanalyzing the past or fearing an unknown future. Imagine a teacher reflecting on a lesson that didn't go well. Instead of worrying about what went wrong, they could use the experience as a learning opportunity to prepare better for future lessons. By doing so, the teacher transitions from worry to proactive improvement. Recognizing worry triggers. If worry is so futile, why does it persist? It starts with triggers, those moments or thoughts that set your mind spiraling. Recognizing these triggers is the first step to gaining control. Take a moment to think about what typically sets off your worry. Is it financial concerns? Health issues? Relationships? One practical tool is journaling. Write down your worries for a week. What patterns emerge? For example, maybe every time you check your bank account, you feel a wave of anxiety. Or perhaps it's a certain conversation that leaves you uneasy. Journaling not only helps you identify triggers, but also gives you clarity on what you can control and what you can't. Once you identify the root cause, ask yourself, is this worry rooted in fact, or is it my fear speaking? This is a critical distinction. Worry rooted in fact can lead to action. Fear-based worry, however, only paralyzes us. Another powerful excerpt from the book reminds us, to confront worry, you must first name it. A nameless worry gains strength in the shadows, but a named worry starts to shrink in the light of awareness. This idea underscores the importance of acknowledging and understanding your worries, rather than allowing them to quietly fester. A quote from The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey further illustrates this. Be proactive. Focus on what you can influence, not what you cannot control. This principle encourages us to redirect our energy toward areas of influence instead of dwelling on external circumstances. For instance, if you're worried about global events, channel that energy into volunteering or advocacy, small, proactive steps that make a difference. Further supporting this idea, a 2021 study in the Journal of Anxiety Disorders revealed that identifying specific worry triggers significantly reduced symptoms of generalized anxiety. One participant shared how keeping a worry journal allowed her to realize that most of her stress stemmed from social interactions. Armed with this insight, she focused on improving her communication skills, ultimately alleviating her anxiety. Former U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt famously said during a time of great uncertainty, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." This quote, delivered during his inaugural address, reminds us that the act of worrying and fearing the unknown often creates more harm than the situation itself. Consider a student who spends weeks fretting about an exam. The fear of failure immobilizes them, making it difficult to study effectively. But by addressing the fear directly and creating a study plan, they can break free from worry and regain control. Challenging negative thoughts. Here's where the magic begins. Challenging the thoughts that fuel your worry. Let's say your mind is telling you, "I'll never get out of debt." Stop and challenge that thought. Is it true, or is it just a story you're telling yourself? Cognitive reframing is a powerful technique. When a negative thought arises, stop and reframe it. Instead of, "I'll never get out of debt," try, "I'm taking steps every day to improve my financial situation." Do you see the shift? It's about replacing self-defeating narratives with empowering ones. There's a quote by Marcus Aurelius that I love. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Every time you catch yourself spiraling into worry, remind yourself of this truth. You control your thoughts, they do not control you. Here's an action step for you. Practice the thought-stopping technique. When a negative thought pops up, visualize a stop sign. Literally say "stop" out loud if you need to. Then replace that thought with something constructive. It takes practice, but over time, it rewires your brain to think differently. The book also shares this gem. Negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden. If left unchecked, they spread and choke out the beauty of what could grow. Pull them out one by one and watch your inner garden thrive. By addressing your negative thoughts, you're cultivating a mental environment that's fertile for growth and peace. To add to this, Norman Vincent Peale in The Power of Positive Thinking famously wrote, "Change your thoughts and you change your world." A woman once shared how this quote transformed her life. After years of worrying about her career, she began each morning by writing one positive thought to reframe her perspective. Over time, this simple practice helped her approach challenges with optimism and resilience, ultimately leading to a promotion she never thought possible. A 2020 paper in Cognitive Behavioral Therapy Journal found that cognitive restructuring techniques reduced worry intensity by 45% in participants who practiced regularly. One example shared in the study involved a man with a deep fear of public speaking. By using reframing strategies and focusing on his strengths, he shifted his inner dialogue from "I'll embarrass myself" to "I'm well prepared and capable." Over time, he not only overcame his fear but also found joy in sharing his ideas. As Oprah Winfrey said in one of her motivational talks, "What you focus on expands." This simple yet profound statement highlights how constantly focusing on negative thoughts magnifies their impact on your life. A small business owner once found herself paralyzed by worry over declining sales. After hearing this quote, she shifted her focus to brainstorming new marketing strategies and improving her product offerings. Within months, her business rebounded, proving that redirecting focus can yield powerful results. Cultivating calm. Now, let's talk about calm, that elusive state we're all chasing in today's chaotic world. How do you cultivate calm when everything around you feels overwhelming? Start with your breath. Deep breathing is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to calm your nervous system. Here's a quick exercise. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. Repeat this 3 times. Notice how your body feels after. Your heart rate slows, your muscles relax, and your mind quiets. You've just created calm in less than a minute. Mindfulness is another game changer. Take 10 minutes a day to focus on the present moment. It could be as simple as sitting quietly and paying attention to the sounds around you. Or try mindful walking, where you focus on the sensation of your feet touching the ground. These small moments of mindfulness add up, creating a reservoir of calm you can draw from when worry strikes. Visualization is another powerful tool. Picture yourself in a place where you feel safe and at peace. Imagine the sights, sounds, and smells of that place. Visualization not only reduces stress, but also trains your brain to focus on positive outcomes rather than negative scenarios. The book puts it beautifully. Calm is not the absence of chaos, it is the mastery of peace amidst the storm. Reflect on this. Calm isn't about eliminating challenges, but learning to navigate them with grace. To further expand, James Allen in As a Man Thinketh reminds us, you will be as calm as you are confident, and as confident as you are calm. This beautifully illustrates how confidence and calm are interconnected. A young athlete once shared how she used this principle. Before every high-pressure competition, she visualized herself performing with poise and confidence. This practice not only calmed her nerves, but also boosted her performance, earning her multiple accolades. Additionally, a groundbreaking study published in Frontiers in Psychology in 2022 revealed that engaging in daily mindfulness meditation reduced cortisol levels, a stress hormone, by up to 25%. This demonstrates the profound physical benefits of cultivating calm. One participant, a working mother balancing a demanding job and family life, shared how her daily meditation practice allowed her to approach her responsibilities with renewed focus and patience. Taking action and moving forward. Here's the final piece of the puzzle: action. Worry thrives in inaction. The moment you start taking steps, no matter how small, you begin to regain control. Action dissolves worry because it shifts your focus from the problem to the solution. Let's say you're worried about your finances. What's one small step you can take today? Maybe it's creating a budget or setting up a meeting with a financial advisor, or perhaps it's simply cutting out one unnecessary expense. Each small step builds momentum and gives you a sense of empowerment. Sometimes the best action is asking for help. There's no shame in leaning on friends, family, or a therapist. In fact, vulnerability can be a strength. As Brené Brown said, vulnerability is not weakness, it's our greatest measure of courage. When you share your worries with someone you trust, you not only lighten your emotional load, but also gain new perspectives and solutions. Here's another action step. Set a goal related to your worry and break it into bite-sized pieces. For example, if you're worried about a work deadline, write down all the tasks involved and tackle them one at a time. Celebrate each small win. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. A quote from the book ties this all together. Action is the antidote to worry. In the space where worry lingers, step forward. Even the smallest step disrupts the cycle of fear. This is a reminder that every time you choose action over stagnation, you reclaim your power. Empower yourself. Before we wrap up, let's circle back to where we started. Worry doesn't solve problems, action does. But action starts with a mindset shift. It starts with recognizing that you have the power to control your thoughts, calm your mind, and take steps toward the life you want. Let me leave you with this quote by Mahatma Gandhi. The future depends on what you do today. Think about that. Every action you take today, no matter how small, is shaping your tomorrow. So why let worry rob you of that power? Your next step, now it's your turn. I challenge you to take at least one action item you learned today. Whether it's journaling your worries, practicing deep breathing, or setting a small, achievable goal, do it today. Don't just think about it. Take action. And if you've learned something new or heard something that resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos that are packed with tools and strategies to help you grow and thrive. When you like and subscribe, You're not just supporting us, you're investing in your own journey of self-improvement. Finally, I'd love to hear from you. Is there a specific topic you'd like us to cover? Something that you believe would make this world a better place? Let us know in the comments. Your input matters, and together we can create content that inspires change. Remember, you have the power to break free from worry. The question is, will you choose to use it? The choice is yours.